Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show 10-11, 12-11. Something's brewing with these 11s. Shout out to each and every one of you. SNX, the only thing up in the morning, 7%. There's some others that actually things that are up. Injective protocol banging on them to the upside. A few other coins that are hitting them heavy in the morning. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer. Let's do what we do every single day. Let's put the lemon into the water. Let's do damage. After the 10-minute countdown, we are ready to go. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Blessings on blessings. And today I have a glass bird. This was given to my mother by a friend of hers when she first moved into this house that I'm in, as like a housewarming gift, and it's still here. And I didn't even know recently she just told me this, and that's why there was so much more to talk about, because I moved out when I was 18. You have to remember this, and then lived in New York for so long, and then would just come home to visit my mom here and there. Now that I'm really home and spending more time, I had more time to kind of sit. Hey, what is that? What are we doing with this? And there was so much more going on, but this is a cool little thing. Blessings on blessings. Just because I got 37% gains in 2 weeks of subscribing. God bless you. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to Pickle Rick for the $5 super chat. May God bless you. Third super chat. Thank you so much. Bang, bang, bang. All right, let's move forward and take a look at what's happening in cryptocurrency. I keep hitting that wrong button there. And shout out to everybody here. Shout out to the channel sponsors, ITrust Capital. Get yourself a Roth IRA or IRA in cryptocurrency. Unbelievable. And you can be able to trade cryptocurrency tax-free inside of that IRA. You can't beat that anywhere else. BingX as well, where you can trade the S&P, Forex, and cryptocurrency in the same account. I mean, where else can you do all that? Pretty awesome. So you can get busy on the S&P in those certain mornings. You can trade different time frames and trade altcoins, Bitcoin, and get it all in one place. You can't do it anywhere else really in that way. Shout out to BingX. That's the main reason that I like BingX. That usability, that convenience, and CryptoLifer.com. Jump on it today. How do you do those things? You go here and you hit the pinned comment section for CryptoLifer.com. Jump on it today to check it out. Learn to trade, unlock financial freedom. We can't wait to see you in the trading group today. It'll blow your mind. All right. So right now, what are we looking at for Bitcoin? Well, I see this Adam and Eve double top for BTC on the 1 minute time frame. Not huge, but it does suggest we could get a move further down to about 40,009. And then I see a bit of a bear flag, which suggests we could get a move all the way back down here to 40,500. Nothing is guaranteed, but there's high probability that we are further moving to the downside. We're going to talk about these things and we're going to break down why I see some downward price action. Number one, I always go over the 1 hour 200 SMA, and I'm like a hawk with it. And I always say you don't want to be losing the 1 hour 200 SMA. Here we did so far. You could say, okay, smaller time frame, double bottom. So that was the one thing I said, maybe we could double bottom here off the lows. So there's a chance we're doing somewhat of a double bottom. To me, it's still a lower low, and it's an exact double bottom at 41,860. Or let's see, we have 41,841. So boom, boom. Can Bitcoin recover off the double bottom is the question. So literally by the end of day today, or even earlier than that, we need to see a jump here on the 15-minute. And we have to attempt to come back and get above this 200 SMA. But, once the 1 hour lost that 200 SMA, you had to assume you're going to go to the 2 hour 200 SMA, which you went exactly to. And you got to bounce right off of it, but that's the thing. We got held. So far, so good, somewhat. It's, no bearish divergence at all, though. No hidden, you know what I mean? This swings down, that swings down. Nothing crazy right now. And I'm going to take it away to the bigger time frames, but I see some price struggles for Bitcoin on the present day, and I see downward price action. I would not be surprised if we saw 40,458 later on today for BTC. All right, we're going to do what we do every single time here. We're going to look at the weekly candle. We're going to get rid of the moving averages. And shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in and being a part of the movement with the Crypto Lifers. We love you. We appreciate you. Every single one of you means the world to me because each and every one of you are like grains of sand on the beach, and together we create the most beautiful beach in the world. So thank you to every single one of your contributions. It takes each and every single one of you to turn on your computers in the morning, wake up with the thought of watching me, manifesting it into reality, and being here with me every single day. I find it a miracle. This live stream itself is a miracle. Every single moment that I see all you beautiful lifers. 662 people on the live, 156 likes. Maybe get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the love. And last night's stream was the biggest stream I ever had. 1,400 viewers. We ended up getting 8,000 views. Biggest live stream the channel ever got last night. 50,000 subscribers this weekend. We're already at 50,300, on our way to 51. Unbelievable. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Let's move forward. So Bitcoin. And we love this track here on this channel. So Bitcoin got above resistance, kind of stopped. And honestly, it was a 5-day resistance. You can see 5-day had a heavy resistance. 1, 2 candles hitting. Now, because we got this 5-day resistance, Bitcoin struggled, right? We wanted to see, and we were high on the RSI, and it doesn't mean we can't get a bounce. I'm just building a story here of kind of what was brewing. I also kept talking about the fact that we had bearish divs on the daily time frame. I also, as a trader of the 21-day moving average, whenever we get far away from it, I start to tell everyone, we're getting extended. Whenever you get too far away from the 21-day moving average, it's time to take some profits in something, somewhere, somehow, in my humble opinion. All right. I see a slower pullback coming as we come back to the 21-day, on these bigger time frames. It's just kind of what has to happen. It's the motion, and everyone wants things to go up forever. They just don't, right? Just like no one lives forever. You want people to live forever, but they don't. And you have to deal with the downside. Sad to say, as I'm morbid as I am, right? That's why we're always prepared for both sides of the story here. That's why I'm never like, oh, well, full-blown moon. I say, hey, we're highly likely going to break out here, but let's take a look at what else is going on. So 5-day hit resistance. We're getting a candle. This closes in 8 hours and 40 minutes. We're going to get the first pretty big red close on the 5-day really since right here and here. These were closes. That one, you could say that one was somewhat substantial at the time. All right. Again, nothing to really worry about. Slight pullback. As long as we stay above the 200 SMA here on the 5-day chart, we have no worries at all, right? And other time frames too. We're going to break all that down. So again, 3-day chart needs to come back to the 21 SMA. All the big boys just got too far away from the 21. It's time to come home. It's what happens. This is how charts work. You can't go too far for too long. There's the daily attempting to come to it. Usually what will happen is the daily will hit it, and we might fall. Now you kind of want these moving averages to come and get close again for a bigger move, kind of like they did here. See how they got far apart, then they got close, now they get far apart. Now we could get a smaller move and we could still pump. I'm not saying we have to get the bigger drawback, but some type of sideways drawback to pull back. Like, you're going to get some type of consolidation at this point, whether it's a downward trend or a sideward trend. We're going to get some type of consolidation for Bitcoin. Eventually we can carry on our way to 50K, but right now, we're gonna have to go through the motions in the ocean for Bitcoin. One of these two patterns is going to play out. Even if we get a jump in the next few days up, it's still, an overall pullback to the 21-day moving average on the bigger time frames. You don't want to get too far away from the 21 on any given time frame in general. So here the 22 lost it. That's a good sign. You got to, once you start gapping away, you came back. You're never going to get too far away from the 21. So what do I see happening? Well, that says we could even have more downside. We just entered the downward momentum. RSI also needs to pull back a little bit, and we're just getting started on the MACD. Tells me that there is more downside to be had. 8-hour time frame's pretty spent, but we could go lower. And I'm going to give you the bullish scenario, the last minute, what could happen, what could keep us bullish, I mean, but clearly we've made a very strong, bounce, lost it. I mean, you have to get back above 43,000 now. That's going to be, that's a big resistance, and right now, this is your last little chop. You lose this, you're gapping down to this area. I mean, it's very likely we see 39,000. If they break 40K, they're going to break a lot of people's hearts. Oh my God. If they get to 30K, they can get a lot of people to think that we're getting into like a bear market, and they can get a lot of shorts. We need a lot of shorts to get where we're going. Trust me. We have a lot of bulls that can push us to the upside, but we also need we need to liquidate a lot of shorts to get to 50K. It's not as easy as people think. And to get those shorts, we need to press the price back down. To lose 40K would psychologically induce a lot of shorts. If they don't lose 40K, they won't be able to induce as many shorts. It's just something to think about. I'm not, and again, I am thinking a little outside of the TA, which I don't like to do. I'm speculating a little bit there, but it's just an idea of how we get where we're going in trading. Okay. So this is my strange plan here. Wherever they break out, they break back inside the falling wedge. So this is our last minute, crazy bullish scenario. Does this level hold? Does this high volume node decide to hold? As long as we don't go lower than 41,438, we could have a chance, of a break back up and then some type of consolidation for Bitcoin. And, and we're making something like this. This is like the hold on, Hail Mary bullish scenario for Bitcoin right now. Okay. Wouldn't that be great, right? That's what everybody wants. It would be amazing. All right. Bitcoin stalling out at about 42,008 right now. Shout out to the 854 people on the live, 245 likes, $9 in chat revenue. Thank you so much for coming on in to the live stream. All right. You can pull the Fibonacci entry. We wicked down to the 786, which is pretty interesting. You have to give that some credit. Double bottom, hit the measured move. And we are at a support zone right here for Bitcoin. Kind of right at this chop. Resistance, fell back, resistance, bounce. And we got this little area of support. So can Bitcoin hold local support, or are we going lower is the question of the day for BTC. All right. 1 hour time frame is showing signs of some type of bullishness back to the upside here on the stochastics RSI as they point up with momentum to the upside. All right. Slanted cup and handle in a way. Can you break on out? Again, local resistance is even smaller, and we're going to break that down as well. Right now, the 15-minute wants to make a move back to the upside for Bitcoin. Here's your local resistance, which must be broken. 42, 45, 42. You can even call it, 42, 540. That's that area we talked about earlier already. So mixed signals on a false move Monday for Bitcoin. For me, if we can get back above this zone and make some type of flag, I could long it back up to here. This would be a nice support zone. Bounce tells me that we found some footing. Could we make a shoulder, kind of a head and a right shoulder, some type of ugly pattern? Anything is possible here for Bitcoin. Right now, 15-minute falling wedge, low stochastic, implementing an idea that we could get a move back to the upside, but major resistance at 42, 500, 540, that if we can't get back above that area, expect more downside. You got to close a 4-hour or a daily candle really above that zone today. I mean, otherwise you're struggling. It means that the bulls just don't have enough oomph, right? So this is kind of where we stand for Bitcoin. And could we be making a giant inverted and break on out? These are possible ideas. You know what I mean? I'm open-minded to them, but let's see. We got to we got to begin our first leg in order to even get there, right? But I'm open-minded for the projections, and we'll see where we go for BTC on this red day. It's been a long time since we had a pretty red day, so it's good for pullbacks, good for days, good day to buy some more BTC, right? I mean, what else can you do but go and buy more Bitcoin? So that's what I do. I don't know what you do. But when I'm down and out and the price action's done, I buy more Bitcoin. That's just what I do, All the lowest times in my life, I was able to buy Bitcoin and get myself out of them, I'm just, but I would buy more BTC, in all honesty, and a lot of coins still doing really good. Let's talk about the hot coins right now, despite what Bitcoin's doing, all right? Let's look at Injection Protocol getting a massive pump to the upside, showing that the money really doesn't want to leave cryptocurrency. It may want to leave Bitcoin, but it doesn't want to leave crypto. And look at this. I mean, if you look at this on the 4-hour, broke out, retest, gone to the upside. And I put this out right here when the alert hit. It's still holding massive gains. It went up 39. It's still holding its gains at 22. The high was 23.96. This thing is strong right now, And so we're looking at some type of flag here, and this thing likely to continue. When the market gives me sauce, like this is telling me, hey, whole market's down and out, but I want to continue to show you strength. I should listen to this. So Injective Protocol, shout out to anyone that jumped in the trading group. This is a call we gave right there with that alert. Still holding gains and doing well. Injective, one of my favorite coins in the game too as well. Near Protocol. Let's take a look at Near. Took a little bit of a hit. Well, let's take a look at Near. Stronger coin though. Remember, we talked about this too. Sometimes it's not that difficult. But Near, holding its, hit resistance at 265. But for the most part, if we look at this, you can see Near still just holding its own, doing its thing, hasn't given back massive gains. A lot of altcoins are deciding, that's just not what they're going to be doing. All right. It's interesting. And I'll go to CoinMarketCap here to take a look at what's strong in the game. This is a simple thing. A lot of things I do sometimes are very simple. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, look at the last hour. What's hot? Look, TIA still holding 10. Render pumping today. ALF pumping. KuCoin shares. Interesting. BONK holding gains comparatively, right? What's been hot? EGLD still at 64. Does not care. The TON coin does not care. So, and I'll even, I'll jump into my token metrics account for you today, and I'll show you what we usually do in my trading group for free. How's that? You're going to get an in-depth look into what I do in token metrics today because I'm in a good mood, and it's a rainy day, and it's one of those days where you give back to your community in major ways. So I want to show you what it's like to be a lifer. You have access to this information as a lifer basically 24/7. All right? Let me just sign into my token metrics account. And we're going to see what's trending today and what's hot. We're going to hook you up so you can see what's hot for yourself. And I'm going to give you value just for coming. You're coming to my live stream right now. You're booming up my live stream. You've been doing, you people are amazing. I appreciate what you do for me, each and every one of you. May God bless you all. All right. So BONK's still hot right now. Super bullish. Dymo, they're hot. 3 Bulls hot. Bob's been hot. GameSwift is still coming up there as hot. Tenet's on the radar. We're going to be looking at OLAS in the trading group. Orti's still pretty nice as it's holding. BitTensor staying above 300. HiveMapper's been on the radar. You know what I mean? Sui and SuiPad as well. SuiSwap. So, and we could go down the list, but there's more. Helium also has been pretty hot recently and more. There's a lot of, Injective, BONK, Jitto, and Celestia. Coins that people couldn't get into. So we're going to have fun today. We're going to break it down. We're not going to be looking at the negatives. We're going to be looking at all the positives and finding how we can take advantage of this dip and what coins are on sale for us to take a nice little nibble. All right. That's why it's good to always take profits. Therefore, you have some money on the sidelines. I'm sitting in Tether heavily right now because I was taking profits. I told you guys how I sold XNA for all the gains because I felt, hey, man, I'm up nice. You never know. can't dream this into reality. It has to be, you have to make it real. You have to take profits. In my humble opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. For me, I have to take profits. I don't know what you do, because I can't tell you what to do with your money. But for me, I have to be taking profits, at least here and there on some things. I have a lot of long-term bags. And yes, most of my stuff will be a long-term hold. But there's, when I'm swing trading, when I'm in and out of something, it's profits, need to be taken. Anyway, you want to make it a habit, just like people make a habit of not selling and then they get stuck. They don't know what to do. This is going to be the one for me. They're up hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I wanted to make $1 million. It's never enough. The greed gets to them. They don't sell. They watch the coin go down. Now they're like, why would I sell now? I had 100. It's at 80. It'll come back. 60, 50. Next thing you know, it's at 10 grand and you're defeated. Why would I sell now? I lost it all. I got to hold now till next or 5 years from now. And then you become a bag holder, right? And that's, and that instead of someone that actually accomplished their dreams, got some money, got paid, moved on, it did something amazing with the ends, and that's what you want to do. You want to be, you want to be able to tell someone a success story, not a, I woulda, coulda, shoulda story. I almost did it, but, a lot of people have those stories. You want to, think about it. When you're up big, be like, this is a success story right now. I could tell a success story right now. Maybe I should take at least half so I could tell a success. I don't know why I can't say that word. A success story. Bitcoin going flat today, pretty much 41,950, hovering, doing nothing. I'm watching Tone, interesting, on the radar. Let's take a look at BONK. And these are on MEXC too. Another thing, MEXC gets the smallest coins before everybody else. I don't know how they do it, but they do. People will be trading BONK and they'll be like, oh, I couldn't get it. There was high fees on Uniswap. They'll tell you all this nonsense. And you'll just be like, oh, I've been trading it on MEXC, with no fees for free spot for the last 2 weeks. And they'll be like, what? Like, yeah, I've been trading it with no fees. And they're like, I've been on Uniswap, getting banged. And I'm like, oh, that's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm like, you can get BONK right here on MEXC. And they're like, oh, really? What's MEXC? I'm like, maybe you should check it out and find out what MEXC is. And again, always have a hardware wallet. I preach this all the time, and make sure you keep most of your funds on a hardware wallet, please. And I talk about this. I push this. It's something that I mention and I talk about a lot. Put it on a hardware wallet. Make sure that you're not, playing games with your money all the time. This market loves to take advantage of people that aren't secure and don't take security seriously. So take it seriously, please. Take it seriously. All right. I have a crypto on the go video coming out hopefully today about security that I shot recently that I want you to understand and realize that we got to take it serious. We do. All right. Okay. So here's one thing I want to talk about. Okay. So BONK. I like it to come back to the 21-day moving average, personally, before it rips again. But it's the one thing that is likely going to recover before anything else. Pull a fib, watch it. Anything that was super hot, usually the trend picks up quickest after a Bitcoin pullback. These are the things you want to pay attention to. Once you're in a pretty good bull market, money doesn't really escape crypto. And we're going to figure out how that's possible. And we're going to talk about something right now. We're going to go to USDT.D, right? And we're going to take a look at tether dominance. And look, that's in the Adam and Eve double bottom. You see what I mean? Maybe we want to, but we want to see what tether dominance is doing. All right. And yes, look, still down. Even down, today it's red, right? Beautiful sign. Bitcoin dumps. The money's not going into tether. It's dumping with Bitcoin, right? This is what you want to see. Okay, on the bigger time frames. All right. Now we head on over to Bitcoin dominance, and we want to see Bitcoin dominance also red. All right. All right, it's a little green because people are getting stopped out or they're getting out of altcoins into Bitcoin. It also is at a bottom area. But, nonetheless, it means people are running into Bitcoin still, right? And people are getting out of the out of DXY and then out of Tether dominance. I mean, they don't want to be in Tether, right? Now, the DXY pumping today, and you have to remember, some days Tether dominance will dump while the DXY pumps. You back, why? Well, people might be buying a lot of altcoins, and then people might be selling off foreign currencies. You know what I mean? You have to understand the other juxtaposition and the other macro assets that can affect the two assets. They're juxtaposed, but they're not 100%. You want to make sure you always take into account those outliers because, and that's the thing about trading. It's like, it's right until you don't, So right now, look, we made the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. We have now breached. The dollar index is getting kind of strong. That's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. No matter how much I want to admit it is not. And we're either doing a bull trap coming out or we are making some type of bigger move here outside of this falling wedge. Could lift it up and say, no, we're still inside the wedge. But really, when I want to be as clean, interesting. It's a tough wedge. Almost like we broke out here, retested, and we've been breaking out. I'm willing to believe that looks the nicest as far as the angles are concerned. And you even have a retest there for a move. So what you don't want to see is you don't want to see the price action get back above that 200 SMA. And look, it already did it here. And now you're looking at a bit of an ascending triangle here with another shoulder head and a right shoulder. So the DXY looking to break out, in my humble opinion, and get to about 105.72. Again, it has a resistance. It'll be awesome if it doesn't get above it, but so far it's looking pretty good for a move to the upside on the 1 hour time frame, which also suggests we may see some struggling price action for Bitcoin. To me, the bigger time frames are away from the 21. 90% likely Bitcoin is pulling back to $40,000, $39,000 area. These are just the facts of life, all right? There's going to be pullbacks, everybody. That's what's going to happen. Map out your ideas. Plan your long-term holds. You know what I mean? Write down what you're going to do. Have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're going to get smashed. If you have a plan, you're going to be able to use each opportunity to work towards your plan. You become the opportunity once you have a plan. When you don't have a plan, you're just like dust in the wind, man. Anything could happen to you. A leaf in the wind, a leaf blowing around, right? Shout out to the 50,000 subscribers on the live. Unbelievable that I get to say that now. Unbelievable. 1,032 people here on the live stream. 354 likes. $19 in chat revenue. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. So the DXY looking like it might make a bit of a move here. Highly likely against us. Not in our flavors. Not in our flavors. All right. We can look at some 3L tokens too and see if they want to continue to the upside. 3S tokens. If they look more bullish, there's a chance that we may see some more bullish moves. This one's kind of stuck in a flag. Let's look at DOT. And sand. I mean, this is in a nice... And this is a token that moves up when sand dumps, right? And so this may give us a move here. Let's take a look at the total market cap and see what's happening for the total. So wow, we had the beautiful pump up, got resistance, couldn't get above that key level. We wanted to gap up to the next bigger resistance. We did not do so. Let's take a look at this on the weekly and break it down. Let's spend like a couple minutes on it. Who here likes looking at the weekly total and breaking down like the macros? Who here finds it intimidating to look at the weekly chart? Honestly, I used to find it. You can admit it. Say it's intimidating. All right. Let's get this. Happy holidays. Great way to stay in touch with your lifer community. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. So look, we got resistance at 1.25. We got a nice bounce here for Bitcoin, or the total market cap, sorry, at 972. Now remember, the one thing that we were talking about and keying in on was the 5-day chart did not, lose the 200 SMA. Here's I'm gonna go over this again, just like we went over Bitcoin, and you can see there's pretty much a support or resistance area right there on the 5-day. As long as we stay above like this trend line here, can almost say this one. And the 200 SMA in the 5-day chart, I don't see a bigger pullback happening. I see more sideways price action. The second the total market cap loses the 200 SMA on the 5-day, I mean, you're going to see me turn into more of a bear. And I'm going to start switching back to shorting the market a little more because the trend's going to be to the downside, period. Now, we could go down for a couple days or, one candle maybe and come back, but it's unlikely. Usually that's going to, so we got to watch this very closely. If we do go back below the 5-day 200 SMA, that's going to be bearish for me. At least it's going to be more like something like this then. A bigger pullback. Possibly to the 618, 786 Fibonacci level. And then we get another move up. You know what I mean? So it has been a really good run up. People do take profits when they're up pretty big, especially whales. So it's something you want to pay attention to. So total market cap is something we're going to be looking at very, very closely. All right. Okay. It's going to take more than a year before I am semi-confident. Support and resistance is what I'm focused on. Hey, I like that you have picking one thing to focus on. You said one word, that's good. You said one thing and you said focus. That means you are focused. You know what I mean? And how about the outfit today? It's ridiculous, right? Such a different look than I'm used to, but I love it. It's cozy and rainy, and this is like a really warm jacket for a day like today. Do you see Bitcoin bullish divergence on the 1 hour and the 2 hour time frame? We'll take a look at what you're saying. Thank you for asking that. The 1 hour right here, we could say has this uptrend. That's I have to say that's slight bullish, but it's weird because you have this uptrend down and then you have this other, it's a bit weird. I'll be honest. It's almost like separated, like that was the divvy there and that's not, but it is, there's a little bit of bullish div. But again, we were looking for this move on the 15-minute, but so far it's not happening. You know what I mean? And you got a double top right there. That's a short to me. 7-minute about to come down, baby, down. I see a short to the downside for Bitcoin right now, headed to about 41,396. Get ready, it's about to happen pretty fast. I wouldn't be surprised. Look, boom. I see a fast short about to happen, and that's going to be this Adam and Eve double top. This is very bearish. All right, so let's make some money to the short side. Let's get that dump. Let's go, baby. I see this dumping all the way down to 41,381. We make money either way here on this channel. It doesn't matter which way the price action's going. We can take advantage of it. All right. I want to see BONK kind of feed into this lower section. There's a chance it doesn't. There's a chance it makes something more like this too. Either one's cool with me. I can finally swing trade BONK after it finally slowed down. This Bitcoin pullback gave it a nice little slowdown. It could drop 1,000. I wouldn't care. I'm going to buy rather than risk instead of sitting money in the bank and spending it over time. Amen. Amen. Stacking BTC. Nothing better, baby. Nothing better. And stacking it without having to pay a fee. You know what I mean? Right now, I believe it's going to go lower. But I'll still buy I'll buy $500 worth. Well, the charts convey. I don't believe a dang thing. Move it up to 750, but I'm always buying some more BTC, right? And what other coins on sale for the day? EGLD still holding it down, does not care. JOYSTREAM up 10% today. Unbelievable. So one of my long-term holds, my baby that I've been buying into is booming. Let's take a look at our baby JOYSTREAM. Defying the odds. There's always a low cap doing damage. And look at JOYSTREAM just pumping to the upside out of this little flag that it was in. Had the shoulder head and the right shoulder, inverted head and shoulder to the upside. And that thing looks like it has legs to go further to the upside. JOYSTREAM getting busy, baby. And it just defied the odds, looking nice. I see JOYSTREAM making a massive move to the upside. See, there's opportunity out here. Paying attention, you know. And I like my JOYSTREAM. I like adding to JOYSTREAM here and there. I'm going to add a little bit more to my JOYSTREAM bag. How much JOYSTREAM I have right now? 7 grand? No, 9 grand. Wow. I got a fat bag of JOYSTREAM. This thing could 100x, right? I'm looking to turn that into $900,000. I'm looking to turn this, I'm going to make it 10 grand, and I'm going to turn this 10 grand to $1 million bucks. JOYSTREAM, man. It's the one. And I'm going to buy myself 500 bucks, even on a green day, because I like this coin. And I've been adding to it. I want to be a little higher than price action. And so I'm using today as a day for opportunity. You know, Caspa. I'll grab a little more Caspa on this dip. 500 bucks worth, right? Take advantage of these days. Don't let them slip away, for me personally. You know what I mean? And I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. You know? But I'm a guy that pays attention to what he's doing and has a plan. And I don't really care what the market's doing. I got a plan. I'm the opportunity. The market doesn't tell me what to do with my funds. All right? That didn't fill. And again, look what I'm doing too. I could mark it in easy peasy. And it's a red day. You got to take advantage of Bitcoin on a red day. You know, I'll raise it to 1,000. I'll always remember these days. Even if I see it going lower, to me it's time. I'll mark it in for 1,000 for Bitcoin. All right. Bang. All right. Still got 20K in Tether waiting, and some other Tether in some other places too as well. All right. I am buying up a new token. Got to let you guys know in a bit. Thanks for telling us in a bit, right? Yeah. Do you have any gems you've been looking at? I have so many gems I've been looking at. Join the trading group to jump on in. We're always looking at gems every single day, every single week, all the time. Mint layer's been hot right now. Definitely something we want to take a look at on Gate.io and Mexi. This thing's been so hot. And, you know, these pullbacks are great times. A little bit of fear. And Mint layer. You know, this thing is on a mission. Just got put out by Token Metrics in a public video. Talked about it possibly 100xing. So it made buzz. It got that buzz, you know. This thing's got that riz. Everybody wants to get in. So 63% gains coming. I'm not saying guarantee, but I mean, it's looking nice on that 3-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame getting oversold. Looking interesting. All right. I'm buying it now. I will always support the tokens I suggest. Yeah, but can't you just tell us the token, though? Yeah, I mean, riz me up, daddy. Okay, baby. I hope, I don't know if that's true. I don't know what just happened there. Shout out to Kuji and Hello, holding strong. Let's take a look at my baby Hello, too. Which another gem that I really like. That I've been getting into. And look, Hello bounced. I talked about this over and over again. We finally got the pump for Hello. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to anyone. And still holding gains now of 20%. Dude, I went over this so many times. I kept bringing it up to the trading group. I was like, don't miss Hello before it makes its move. And you can see I own a bag of Hello too. I love Hello. It's in my favorites. Look, it's in my favorites. It better be in my favorites. Not in my favorites. I'm going to add it to my favorites right now. This coin, I believe, could 100x too as well. All right? It's on my radar. And you can research the market cap, see what it's about. It's a TV show. People are going to get more excited about it. 15's a beautiful, I mean, I love it. I love what it's doing. Look at my favorites. Where's my Hello? There it is. Bang, bang. And you can see if you go to limit, and I were to sell all my Hello right now, I'm sitting on about $3,000. And I should get some more Hello too. I mean, I was just buying a little more the other day. And this thing just continues to rip. So, you know, I like Nexa. Nexa's on my radar. Up a tiny bit today, not much. AVAX still holding gains too as well. So the market is, basically putting value where people know they won't have a chance to get it again. So despite the Bitcoin dip, they don't really care. They want to make sure they're going to get it. They're going to be able to get it in, right? And so I'm looking at Hello now, and yeah, it's in this little thing, but now we're looking at something like this. When this pulls back to the bottom of the trend line, I'd like to grab some more Hello. And it's got the cup and handle. This thing could blast to the upside. I see it getting to 19 not too long from now. So, see, the old me, Bitcoin would pull back. I'd get all sad, look, didn't know how to short, didn't know how to take advantage of the market. And I would miss all the opportunities. And I'm never doing that again. Now, all I see is opportunity every single day. It doesn't matter to me what Bitcoin's doing. I'm paying attention to what's in front of me. I'm taking advantage of the situation. All right? Shout out to the 1,087 people, 418 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. If I was in your house, I would hit that like button, baby. Let's go all the way to the moon, each and every one of us. I know we can do it. Put some flooring for my knees yesterday. My upper legs and back are so sore. Don't use those muscles too much and can't tell. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just sitting there for 10 minutes, you'll start to have super, super, super pain. Quick 65 for that Bitcoin short. Nice tie. Thank you. Shout out to Glenn Baker. God bless you, man. Thank you for the love. Yeah, the tie's actually really cool if you take a look at it. I wore it a few times now since I've seen it. My dad had it. It's got this flamingo on it. It's a beautiful tie. And I figure this kind of matches the light yellow. So, there you go. There you go. And I love these picnic shirts. You can have a picnic on it. Hey. Sam, what gym do you go to? I don't go to the gym. I work out from home every day, every other day. Not on the weekends usually, but every 5 days a week. And then I let myself rest. Man, rest is important. People don't realize how important it is to rest your muscles to gain more muscle. All the working out, being in the suits, got the back hurting. Might need to see the tailor soon. All the working out and being in the suits, got the back hurting. Might need to see the tailor soon. Hey, you never know. Pushing out. I'm pushing out. Hit the like. Nike sale on Akash Network. Thoughts on MPL? Never heard about it, but I would move my alert here, and I'm going to be watching Hello token for that low price, baby. Holding gains compared to... And so my two coins that I love, JOYSTREAM and Hello. Two things that I've been talking about, putting out, paying attention to, banging on them to the upside. Unbelievable. I'm just amazed. I didn't expect that, And there's a lot of hotness out here. Another thing we want to do, let's take a look at the BTC pairs, and we can see what coins are kind of holding up against Bitcoin still. Xcur had a nice pump against Bitcoin. Injective Protocol doing really well against Bitcoin. We even had it in this flag. It's up nicely after the little dip. KuCoin Shares doing unbelievable against Bitcoin. It kind of had its day. Let's take a look at my baby Relio, which was in a really nice pocket yesterday too. And it's still sitting pretty. Actually came right down to the spot where we want to look at it. This thing is looking good to me. And so let's keep ourselves focused on the task at hand, on the swing trades and the money that matters. You know what I mean? While everyone else is freaking out, getting full of fear, bugging out, not paying attention, not realizing that they have the opportunity. And remember, the Bitcoin dips present what? They present an ability to see what coins are strong. Then we can swing those trades for the next few days until the market figures out what it's going to do. You'd be so surprised if you simplify things, take a deep breath, and you realize how amazing it is. Immutable X just won't stop. It's out of control. And it's on everybody's radar. It was on my radar. I made a video about it for you dang near a month ago now, talking about the coin and what it could do and its process. And Immutable X, baby. Immutable X. All right. Look at this thing. Just a monster. 48 cents all the way to $2. Did a 5X, over a 5X, At one point it was 208. Now it's getting away from the daily 21-day moving average. That's one thing, Look, there's your Adam and Eve double bottom to the upside. Unbelievable. And so if a coin is hot and people want it, they don't care about, and this is what's happening In a bear market, you don't see this. In a bear market, everything dumps. Even every once in a while, there was still a few hot coins, so not everything. And this bear market was different than others. There were still narratives to play. High coins came out of nowhere. Like, I kept saying to everyone, and this is different bear market than I've ever seen. You know? Last night, I got liquidated on my long position, lost 95% of my balance. Then I went short on AVAX 120X, with what's left on an instant. I regained my balance in seconds. Was insane adrenaline rush. I mean, that sounds like someone that's playing with their life. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. You know, I got a wife and kids. Like, I'd want to make sure that you know, I have something for them when I pass. You know, my parents passed away, and they passed away in, you know, financially well ahead of themselves. Like, they did very good for themselves. For a school teacher and iron worker, they were very frugal, very smart with their money, and ended up with some, you know, a substantial amount. You know, talking to my buddy recently, he was even like, man, most people get nothing, you know. And my dad was the type of person too, they'd never give you nothing. He just said, hey, if you know, whatever you'll get when I die, he used to say, you know, if you get anything at all, you know. And I never even looked at or thought about an inheritance. It's just never an inheritance. Like, it never kind of like, it never dawned on me. Now, like, you know, it's nice to think that it's not like, it's not something that I need. You know, some people need it, right? But you know, I don't. I'm in a pretty good place, and you know, I realize that I am the hustle. Again, it's the mentality, it's the frequency. If you realize you are the hustle, you can get anywhere in life. You know, and nothing can stop you. You believe in yourself. You are the one. You can do it. Shout out to the 1,115 people on the live. 448 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. $26.26 in chat revenue. So I see Immutable X taking a slight pullback at one point. The daily is too far away from the 21-day moving average. Beautiful pump to the upside. I do see somewhat of a pullback here, unless it can get above this resistance, but eventually I do see a pullback. Can you look at GALA from Mac Tire? Let's take a look at GALA, my man. And shout out to all the fan funding. Let's shout out all the beautiful people here that are doing amazing here. Mac Tire, thank you so much for the love. Crypto Bull, thoughts on MPL Maple? Thank you so much. Quick, 65 for that Bitcoin short. Nice tie from Glenn Baker. We love you. Sam is the man. Can you take a look at JTO? We'll take a look at that Jebatron, my man. Jebatron. Evan Book hit 50K. Now it's like 100 new subs a day. Daddy T. More morning routine. Coffee and Sam. Do XNA. My man. Can you explain what stochastics are and what they're based on? Interesting. Stochastics are based on like a mathematical equation of moving averages in a way, but I mean, they're based on momentum. They're based on the momentum of the RSI. I use the stochastics RSI, so it's basically a stochastics based on the RSI. And honestly, it's almost like a car. Like, you know, you get in a car and you use it. You don't really have to know exactly what they are. You don't. I'm being honest. But you know, it's good to know. But basically, they're sped up mathematical equations to enhance the momentum, so I can see momentum in slight more of a leading fashion. That's how I use stochastics RSI. You know what I mean? And they take it, you know, and then they go back to the RSI, the relative strength index, which is taking the relative strength and indexing it over time of a stock and saying, well, you know, over time, this pump compared to all the last few pumps isn't as hot as it was last time. I don't know. It's some interesting stuff there. So now stochastics is a little different than the stochastics RSI, right? I use the stochastic RSI, which is, you know, I want to make a point of that. Some people don't realize, you know. So we talked about front running the Golden Cross. So far, it's been paying off. Now we're in this flag. We did get a dump, but you know what? So far, so good as long as we stay inside the flag. Not that far away for the 21 on the daily. It's a good sign. You know, we may just make a flag out here somewhere and keep our cool. Depending on how big the dump is, it could get worse, so we could see even more of a dump. And if we do, I'd round out this bottom and be buying whenever we hit the bottom. But so far, so good. Until we go back inside where this pattern was and we lose 2,780, GALA's still in a pretty good place right now. I'd be watching the flag here. I'd be watching this flag on the 4-hour time frame. I'd like a little pump back to the upside and some sideways price action. All right. Bitcoin struggling, 41,811. Looks highly likely we're going to see a dump here on the 7-minute. It's just taking its sweet time. Measured move is 41,374 for Bitcoin. All right. We're going to load up Bookmap for you in a second, too, as well as we continue through these super chats. We're going to take a look at JTO, Maple, and XNA. Shout out to being here. So, yeah, put this in a little bit of a flag like that, but maybe it's, it could be doing one of these. You'd really like it to respond off this bottom trend line, get a bounce back up, and start to consolidate a little bit. That would make more sense, all right, for Bitcoin. For GALA and Bitcoin, really, if you can get that move. But, again, if Bitcoin continues to dump hard, other coins may struggle too as well. Maybe a bigger dump that's not over, all right? We're looking at BTC pairs to see what's, could possibly, like Render looks like it may be about to pump against Bitcoin. Meaning Bitcoin might go sideways or down a little bit. Render may continue to pump. What are BTC pairs? It's when you buy Bitcoin, then you buy the coin, and then when the coin goes up, you sell it back into Bitcoin. You end up making more Bitcoin on the transaction. It's a Bitcoin pair. When I started trading altcoins, there wasn't Tether on the exchange. It wasn't prevalent. You had to buy Bitcoin, move in, and you had to be in a constant trade all the time. It was pretty insane, It was nerve-wracking in a way. It was also fun because if you made a huge trade on an altcoin, sold into Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin pumped overnight, you end up doubling your money, tripling your money. Like, you made money on the, and I was like, and I said to someone, I was like, I love trading crypto. Not only do I make money on the trade, but then I make money on the actual asset that I'm holding on the trade as well. I said, this is fascinating stuff, right? And this is a heat map order book showing us where the most orders are for Bitcoin, where the whales are hiding, what's happening. You can see this big red order at 41.5, 41,200. And those are the areas that I'm looking at too. So it's very likely we're going to go to the downside here and fill those big whales. They're just the biggest orders that we see. There's really nothing else above us. Highly likely we're taking a move to the downside for Bitcoin. I called it already for you. All right. I'm showing you where, and there it goes. There it goes. All right. Enter right there, right? First target, 41,378. Again, I can call it long, I can call it short. The targets, the charts tell you what's likely going to happen. You just got to listen, okay? And again, maybe I'm wrong and we flip all the way back up. Anything is possible, but there's a double bottom. You're hitting resistances. We have massive orders below us that want to be filled right here. Right, 41.6, look, 41,380. All the way through here, we have these big orders all the way down to right where we're at. 41,200, right, even lower. So... and there we go. It's just obvious we were going to get a dump to the downside today. I started the update to my trading group talking about it. And again, I pride myself on being, being accurate. When I describe the fact that the price is going to dump, I expect it to dump. When I describe it to pump, I expect it to pump. I'm wrong maybe 10% of the time, 15, but most of the time, 75 to 80% of the time, 8 out of 10 times you come to this live stream, I'm going to be showing you the sauce and showing you how I picked up on the sauce and what was happening. That was an M pattern. M's break to the downside. Period. Right? Just an M's break down. And we're all overall bearish, and I've talked about the trend, and I've showed you how we're below the 200 SMA. Everything that I teach, right? Now we go to the 200 SMA on the 2-day chart. So we're coming here to 40,466, the 2-hour. I'm just watching price action on the smaller time frame to get, more of a footing here. But there you have it. There's the dump easy on the 7. And I expect more downside here for Bitcoin. All the way to 41,385. Let's go, baby. Let's go. And there's the liquidity waiting for us on Bookmap. I'll teach you how to use liquidity. I'll teach you how to find liquidity. And I'll teach you how to take advantage of the market. All right. You'll be amazed when I'm done with you. You'll see all sorts of things you never saw before. Moving averages getting tight, close together, showing signs of love. Now, one thing I do see now is some bullish div. And remember, you have to be open-minded that anything could happen at any moment in time. Starting to make a little bit of bullish div. It's double, though. It's not amazing. It's not amazing. It's slight. And remember, if falls move Monday, they'll take the price up, take the price right back down. Just be careful. But the probability is that we're headed lower, regardless of whatever day it is. And there it goes. There she goes, baby. 672. Exactly as I wanted it to be. And I'm sorry, you know, I love Bitcoin. I hold it long term. I just bought some, and I'm watching it tank, right? I can figure out, you know, price action is what it is. Up on my short. Thanks, Sammy. Shout out to my man, Master Friend. Banging on him to the upside. God bless you. And everyone, we teach class in the trading group. I teach class the last Saturday of every month. You can see on the QR code right there. And my man, Master Friend, also teaches class. Jump on it today and check it out. I'm going to show you right now an amazing flyer that'll blow your mind. All right. Let's get this image up. Call it friend. Add that source and get it going. Bang. But jump on it today to Leverage Mastery. 2-hour video class. Become a leverage master. All right. You'll absolutely love it. I'm telling you right now, it'll blow your mind. All right. Actually, I should put it back up. Either you can't see me or you see the flyer, but I can make it smaller. And there it is, baby. And jump on in. That class taught me so much about London, England. I still have more to learn, honestly. This will blow your mind. 3 weekly Zoom sessions as well. People would charge you thousands of dollars for VIP stuff like this. And again, I don't know how much longer we'll be able to offer it at the price, but jump on it today. This will blow your mind. For $300, learn about all these different, you're going to learn about time frames. You're going to learn about how to manage risk using leverage the proper way. You're going to learn how to demo trade for the first time in your life and how to actually use demo accounts and not blow your money learning how to trade. All right. We're going to give you all these key ideas and concepts, and we're going to teach you discipline, focus, and the strategies coupled with what I'm teaching. It'll blow your mind. All right. Anyone here holding block C? Interesting. We looked at it recently. The knowledge you have given me helped me save my home over the weekend. I honestly can't thank you enough. Are you serious? See, we're saving people's houses here. This is insane. Sam and Friend, the best. They have changed my trading life. Shout out to Rave Song Records. We love you. Is a weekly chart for Bitcoin showing a cup and handle? Frog looks better than wife. Or so funny. Link. Haha, love the frog in the suit, right? Let's take a look at Block C. Someone asked about it. I see Render making a move against Bitcoin to the upside. Render BTC. And these are BTC pairs. I explained it already. Who here understands the Bitcoin pair idea? Who here still doesn't get it? I didn't get it for the first 4 months. I was like, huh? What do you mean? I honestly didn't have a choice to get it. It was the only way I could do it. You know what I mean? BTC pairs over here. All in on Turbo. Let's take a look at Turbo. Turbo absolutely mooning. And again, look, if you pull the fib from this impulse to the wick, you hit the 786 Fibonacci retracement. A known institutional support. And then you bounce all the way to the upside, all the way up to 0.009794792. All right. And this shows signs of life here for Turbo. All right. Sam and Friend are super top notch teaching Cabo. The information is life changing. Do the right thing and invest in yourself. Yeah. Turbo don't care. And I didn't call Turbo out. I wasn't all over it. I was traveling yesterday. And yesterday was the day we didn't have our general funeral for my mom. We just had a celebration of her life at my house where people came and we talked. And, I still can't believe my mom has passed. I stare off into space at times. Same thing happened when my dad passed. You sit there and just and I was just kind of coping with the death of my father. I was just kind of figuring it out. I was still having some tough moments, and so was my mother. And to get hit with the double whammy, I'm telling you right now, is definitely going to be, I'll look back on this time of my life as something that I'll never forget. Gut-wrenching, and I'll never forget. But it's each and every one of you and the support that I've gotten that has managed me to not cry right now and to continue to move. All right. So. Thank you, Sam. NCT, if you get a chance. If not, thanks for all you do. Shout out to John Leathers. I love you. The way you asked was so nice. Honestly, and I usually don't pick up things from the crowd like that, but without a super chat. But the way you asked was just super, super nice, man. Super nice. Total market cap at a major resistance at 162. We don't want to lose the 200 SMA. We want to go sideways. That's kind of where I leave it on the 5-day chart. We go sideways, we're okay. You know, we stay above the 200 SMA. We break the 200 SMA. We're looking down at the 618 and some other levels. That's kind of, I want to leave it there, you know. So we have that capped off. So if if I was going to get into turbo, I'd be looking at the smaller time frame. See the 7-minute. And so once you see big candles of the 4, you can't jump in a green candle, but I can find the 7, and the 7 says, hey, I could break out again. The smaller the better, the more I can see. If I miss the 7, I go to the 1, and I look for something on the 1 that could help me possibly. And again, it gets, a little more high risk, and the spread gets tighter and tougher. But this is what I do if I'm looking to get into price action. And look, it's like, zoom back out. You would never see that little world we just created. All you would see is green candles. This is what I teach to my students all the time. And get your mind to zoom in and zoom out. You want to be able to kind of look at price action in a broad scale and be able to zoom in and see where you can dissect yourself into a trade. Okay? Lost my dad 2 years ago. Stay strong. Death is only the beginning. Amen. Appreciate you for saying that. I'm here with you, brother. My family-in-law, my father-in-law passed suddenly in horrible circumstances. I'm sorry to hear that. Accept my sympathy. Thank you. Jamie Cron, sorry to hear about your mom passing. Thank you so much. God bless you. FRONK, 100x gains possible. One love. BONK in this cycle. Doge. FRONK in this cycle. SHIB. Anyway. Hey, you never know. You found a new one. Let's take a look at TRB on the Super Chats. Thank you so much for the $37.70. And last night, you guys were also amazing. And it was like $300 in chat revenue or something. It was just, last night was out of control. It was like a celebration for my mom's life. And then I guess, I don't know, it's really interesting. Same thing happened when the day of my dad's funeral, you people were just super nice to me. Maybe that's just what it was. The community reached out. Because I could not believe there was 1,400 people on the live last night. It was out of control on a Sunday night. A stream that usually wasn't the biggest stream, my weekly. And I came late because I got stuck. Like my travel plans got messed up. Travel plans never get messed up. God wanted me to be on later. So I would have the biggest live stream of my entire life, get 8,000 views in one night. I mean, it was insane. It was the biggest live stream ever. And if you guys keep hitting the like button, you could get us back to that high nadir, that point. So I know I got a bunch of funky stuff here. Let me delete it and we'll look back at it again. But I see a TRB, breaking out of this falling wedge. Right? That's what it was. Its low. Pull a fib here. And you can see, again, pretty close to the 786 on a whip. Golden pocket on a wick. Golden pocket right there. Breaking out above the 200 SMA now. Above the 200 SMA. Now you're looking for the, where's the 200 SMA? Up. It's above there. Well above it. And these are getting tight. It's a good sign. Okay? So now I'm like, okay, green candle, things looking okay. To me, it's about the 4 hour, the 1 hour. I'd be looking for a flag on the 4 hour time frame. I'd be looking for some type of price action like this, and it may be an uptrending flag. But I'm watching for price action and front running the golden cross. It tells me that TRB is getting ready. And look, yes, it's a little pullback, but compared to most coins, this thing is... So TRB's on the radar for something we want to trade into the week now. If we make gains on TRB Wednesday, Thursday, it's not going to be a surprise. It's because we're super disciplined, we stayed focused, and we didn't get freaked out when Bitcoin was flopping all around. I told you we were dumping to the downside. Did you take the call? And we're on our way to the target, on our way, baby. Only a matter of time. I gave you this wrapped up in a bow, exact entry even. And again, I can't tell you what to do. You do whatever makes you happy. But I showed you the Adam and Eve double top. I showed you this double bottom, this double top. And I even gave you the measured move. And I explained to you what likely was going to happen based on my years of knowledge on the charts. I could see this happening before it happened. It is what it is, baby. Who's here up on gains on that short right now? Banging on them to the upside. And this is the channel that if you show up, We will likely give you a live trade, a live call, live idea, on top of going over the hottest altcoins, on top of teaching you how to trade, on top of showing you long-term Bitcoin ideas, on top of dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, showing you where we put our money. No other channel does it the way we do it. And again, no other channel does it the way they do it. But I love the way we do it here on the channel, and I love how we connect with the audience. Gains, baby, gains, 50% gains. Please check the weekly Bitcoin and cup and handle. I've talked about it many times. I like it. Thank you. Up 1K on my short. Gonna swing this sucker. My man, love that. Yes, on it, thanks. Rising wedge broke down. Purdy, yep. Look at that thing. And I saw it as a symmetrical triangle in a double. That's an M pattern. M's break down. And I saw the Adam and Eve double top, which like seems to pay every single time. It's like a guaranteed moneymaker. And here we go, flooding right to the target. Bang. Nailed it. And now the shorts are getting absolutely liquidated. I mean, the longs. And this is what happens. And we even showed you where the liquidity was. We showed you there was liquidity down there. There was a bunch of liquidity there. I mean, it was obvious. That was a simple trade, everybody. Not that hard to make gains. Pay attention. All right. And look, it wicked right to the target and came right back out. Crazy, right? Look at that. Hit my target. How did I know it was going to hit that line? Because I know what's happening with price action. And I can teach you this day in and day out. I'm as happy as I am to call a short as I am to call a long. It's the same thing. I'm using the same shapes. That would have been a double bottom to the upside. Price action doesn't matter to me up or down. It's all the same. Now you're looking at smaller time frames for that divergence that flip back to the 200 SMA. All right. But really, it's moving pretty fast. We need really the faster price action moves, the smaller the time frames I get into. And this is why people love the channel too. They come here during the volatility. They love the calmness. They love the information. They can see that we see what's likely going to happen in the markets. And we're not freaking out. We're not running around. We're not going crazy. Right? And we're still in positions that are up green because we knew what coins to be in and we're paying attention. Right? And not to say some things I'm in aren't down today. I have a big portfolio. Let's be honest. Like, I'm probably down 100,000, 200 grand or something in my overall long term. I'm sure there's but that's okay. That's what it is to hold a large bag of cryptocurrency. Okay? It's okay. I'm not down at all, really. These are long-term positions that I'm in for a long, long time. Right? And I'm not saying I'm down even. I'm still up on those positions. Like Bitcoin, I bought down at, like if I bought 100 Bitcoins, I didn't say I did, but say I bought 100 Bitcoins at $1,000. And today, they'd be down pretty bad. That's all I'm saying. I'm not down. The portfolio just on this certain day is down. That's all. Now you're looking for the Adam and Eve double bottom here, but it's still looking pretty whack to me. I see more downside. Next stop, 41,159. Attempting the div. The div doesn't look amazing. Now your next resistance has been made for Bitcoin. Now you got resistance at 41,500. All right. And, congratulations if you took that short. What a beautiful move for the short to the downside. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed the target and started to bounce right after that. Look at that. It's attempting to reshape recovery right back to the upside. Watch false move Monday. A lot of wacky things will happen. That's why I'm in and out on Monday. I'll be in, out, done, call it a day. No need for anything else on a Monday. All right? And look at this insanity now on the other side. And what a time for my liquidation indicator to be kind of off. Something happened to it. They're not sure why it wasn't working. We're going to figure it out. Doing this thing where I'll send a text, but I'll do the live stream while I'm texting. And what will happen is it'll try to like put the entire live stream that I said in a text message, and it's like insane. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. So 41,480 for Bitcoin. And we called the dump to the downside. We got the dump again. This is the channel that likes to get it right if we can every single day. And again, it doesn't mean we will every time, but I do my best to be on point and give you some type of trade, whether it's a swing, a fling, something happening. Kind of break down whatever I see in the markets and show you it play out so you can learn the education of the charts. All right. Let's get back into the super chats and see what's happening in chatland. And shout out to the fan funding, Mac Tire, Crypto Bill, Glenn Baker, God is Love. Video of the week, A Century of Enslavement, History of the Federal Reserve by James Corbett. Keep up the great work and positivity, Sam. Wow. I gotta watch that now. Euro USD 8 cap. Broker, please. Let's take a look at Euro USD. I got this, I don't know, 8 cap. I don't see 8 cap. G Brokers, FINRA. I'll take a look here at just the MSCI. Is that, or let's see. I always look at Oanda or Forex.com. Remember calling that short, that long, that thing has been pumping. Anyway. Okay. Now, the 5 days below the 200 SMA, right? The dollar looks like it's going to move, right? Remember, we went over the DXY today, and the chance the dollar could get a move. Now, it's, we flip this, it's over for the dollar, and this will pump pretty nicely. But, hold on. Let me get rid of my moving averages first. I'm jumping the gun. Let me look at my weekly. So I got resistance, and this is like Forex right now. So we had our bottom at 9.6. Came back up. Now you could say even that was resistance, wicked up, bounced, bounce, resistance, 112.70. The weekly says you're going down, number one, right? So far, but it doesn't look amazing. 5-day chart says you're going down. 2-day chart, every single chart says you're going down the tubes. The daily's trying to catch itself, but it's still low. You know what I mean? Now look at your local support or resistance areas that matter. Got a little shelf right there at 106. Tells me you're likely to come down, and you're kind of sitting right on a local support or resistance when we break this down. It's got a cup and handle. If you pull the fib, you got your fib, right? Your 786 fib retracement, which is interesting. So look at our 4 hour. See, our 4 hours says it's going to dump out of a descender. Right? You can see this. These are bearish patterns. I say you're dumping down at least to 106. Then you go from there. And then on top of that, because the bigger time you could be having a shoulder, a head, and some type of right shoulder that could break you down too. I'm bearish on this asset right now. It doesn't look good. The DXY looks strong. All right. Now, how could we flip it? It could flip off of the 786. Or do we bring this lower? And is our 786 really somewhere down here? Or from this kind of matching the 106.26 area? And then a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down where they began. And this thing started down around here. You would suggest that this would make a move back down. Also inside the channel, top, bottom, top. You come back down to the bottom of the channel. I'm expecting a move on Euro USD down, which isn't a good sign for Bitcoin, right? So far, right? So look, there's your false move Monday with Bitcoin getting a massive move back to the upside, all right? That was the profit-taking moment right there anyway, right there at the target. I wouldn't be playing any games on a Monday, all right? Yeah, and Hive Mapper keeps going up. It's one of the coins that they brought up and talked about, and we brought up in our trading group too as well. I mean, it was just given that 100x call, you know, that's why it's got that love right now. Honey, Hive Mapper. I wanted to find, you know, it's funny. Hive Mapper. $56 million market cap. On Solana, it's a Solana, right, ecosystem. Orca, Radium, Honey, so you can't get it in a lot of places. All right. Interesting. Solana, though, but this is, I mean, these are the Solana coins that are hot. Go to Dex Screener. And I believe they have the Solana ecosystem here. And they have it for USDC, too, so you can get a real good look of what's going on. All right. And what we'll do is we'll open this up and we'll take a look. Now, we knew about this coin, remember, because this was one of those top 15 coins that were talked about by Ian Bellina just like this weekend, right? And look, lo and behold, I mean, that's just what happens, man. When people do heavy research and people like that research, I mean, and it happens in anything in life. Anything that gets known and more popular gets, you know, known and more popular. Now, could this continue up out of control? There's a chance. Pretty hot right now. Wow, and it was down in the dumps before. I think that's why I looked at it and I wasn't that excited about it. I was like, man, this thing was down here. On the 25th, I was looking at it like, wow. It went from 2 cents all the way up to, it did a 10x in like 20 days. Pretty insane. See, I love when our TA aligns. Amen. So you see bearishness for USD as well, right? Yeah, and I mean, it moves with Bitcoin too. So if Bitcoin dumps, this thing should dump as well. Getting a nice look at the squeezing the shorts right back to the upside. That's False Move Monday for you. Expect this every single time on Monday. A move down and a move right back up to the upside. This is what they do. Don't get yourself emotionally caught on this. I take my trade, I walk away. All right. Monday's a day they're going to do everything they can to wrap you up, make you do weird stuff. Don't let them do it to you. That's why we already tell you it's False Move Monday every morning. That's why we get you ready on Sunday night. We prepare you for this stuff so you don't kind of wake up on Monday morning and get blindsided by the market. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to be able to take advantage of what is most likely going to happen. Look, that was a double top M to the downside. Beautiful move. And that was a bear flag to the measured move. We took it. Look, it went exactly to where I said it would go. Pretty insane, right? And now we're getting a huge move back to the upside. Back to the, look, and this is the money printer back to the 200 SMA. Now, if you flip the 200 SMA on the 1 minute, that's when things will change. All right. And look, price action is moving so fast, you need like the 5-second chart. And I'm like a little spent for the 5-second today. Like some days I'm like, all right, I can handle you the 5-second. Other days I'm just like, really? Like we got to tussle with the 5-second chart today. But this is your next move up. I'm sorry for the lines everywhere. It's craziness. But I'm sure they have significance on bigger time frames, so I don't want to get rid of them yet. That would put Bitcoin back at 41,892. All right. And people are just happy to buy it at these prices too as well. All right. Shout out to Master Friend for the 279. God bless you. Thank you for the love. Can you go over STORJ? I was looking for a move from 124, but could get over 90, then broke down. Hard. Thanks, Lifer. God bless. Interesting. Let's take a look at NCT because I liked what that one guy commented and I want to take a look at it. Oh, I can't look at this. It was like dust in the 5-second. I mean, it's interesting. It's got a lot of wicks. I'd be careful of the spread. Getting oversold in the 22, on the 12. I mean, look for it to make a flag and break out of this flag. I do expect it to pump like everything in the market, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of all the wicks and the smaller candle bodies. All right. Let's take a look at our baby STORJ. STORJ, baby STORJ. And remember, tonight is what? What is tonight, everybody? It is our Spaces at 8. Every single Monday, Spaces at 8. And we cover all sorts of topics on Spaces at 8. And again, that's why you have to always use a stop, watch price action. We came up, came back down, but when we lost the trend, we made a bear flag, and then we dropped to the downside. All right? So that you know, sad. That setup is a wrap. Like, it looked nice, but Bitcoin will ruin a lot of setups. That's the one sad thing about Bitcoin and you know, trading setups on altcoins. Everything will go well until it doesn't. All right? And then we'll get a pretty nasty pullback for BTC. Weird music right now. I got to get out of there. So I'm looking at STORJ just continue inside a bit of a flag. Poked out, poked back inside. Just watch the flag. And it could even be a bigger flag, something like this. We don't know exactly how it's going to play out. Look for the bounce here on the oversold 12-hour time frame. Now, you lose this level, you're dropping even further down. Bitcoin continues to dump further. We are going to see more downside. Just is what it is. All right. And now it's going to bounce. You know, I still see more downside for Bitcoin. You're losing key levels, even though we got that bounce back up. And we'll reassess it before I get out of here. But that's, you know, it's been a tough day for BTC. And it's a Monday. We're getting beat up on a Monday, right? Shout out to anyone that took the short to the downside, though. Nice call. At least we're able to do that for you. That's all that makes that makes me happy. Let's take a look at Maple MPL. MMPL. Oh, it's on CoinEx too, which is interesting. Maple, I remember when Maple was hot, up to 25 back in the day, right? So Maple had a huge run up from 5 all the way back to 22. Now it's flagging out, you know, and I would look for the bigger fib of the whole line. And I look for Maple to come down here. I mean, it is at a support or resistance level. On a mini fib of that smaller area, you kind of are at a 786. Got some hidden bullish divergence on the bigger time frame. Maple may be one of the faster ones that recovers quicker than others. And again, if it has a TVL, if it gives you an API or an APY that's better than most, it will create that desire for a bounce faster. So that's why a lot of these DeFi coins tend to get a bit of a move, right? Quicker when the market recovers. Because they have our use case. And people really, they're not in it just for the trade. They're like, well, now I can get the TVL. I'll go in now. After the dump. And that creates a pump faster back to the upside. All right. I'd watch this. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed buy right now, but it's starting to look interesting to me. I'll definitely put an alert on it. I have a CoinEx account, so I'll check it out one day. All right. Moving forward. Shout out to XNA. And shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. And remember, there's still opportunity out here today. There's still coins that look interesting to me. I hope there's some coins that look interesting to you. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at JTO. I want to look at JTO too. I mean, it was the hot new coin. We were trading a lot. Yeah, seeing 293. That's another reason people get caught up in the hot new coin, end up getting blasted, right? Funny how it looked like it changed. We had more price history on this and now. Oh, yeah, they finally gave it price history on Mexi, even though you could have traded on Mexi earlier. It took like longer to get the connection going for whatever reason. So we'll just look at it on the KuCoin chart. Or it had the most information. You can see, like, it follows Bitcoin. All these coins will follow Bitcoin somewhat. So once you get your impulse, once you get your pullback, you get your range. Once you get your range, you can find your fibs. And so we're looking for a fib down to the 618. Could go all the way to the 786, but usually when you're really, you know, the coin's hot. Now, if this is a long-term hold, this will be interesting. Now, it's still higher than when I bought it at 249, if you remember when we started this run. But I put $5,000, got made like 800, put $5,000, 800, 2 days in a row and called it a day. Happy that I did that, you know, swing trading and keeping cash on the sidelines. You can't beat it. You can't absolutely beat it, all right? Can you go over STORJ? We're looking for a move to the 1.24, but could get over 90, then broke down some. Hard. Thanks, Lifer. God bless. Interesting. We looked at STORJ too. And Honey, and we're keeping up with all the super chats today. I don't think we've missed on any one of them. God bless everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. 1,079 people on the live, 588 likes, $59.90 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. God bless each and every one of you for being here. Remember, this is my trading group, which you can join by going to cryptolifer.com. We have our own payment network all ready to go. We don't use Patreon. We don't do that nonsense. Patreon is for the people that just start doing this. They take a lot of money. If you're on someone with a that has a Patreon, God bless them. I love them, and I'm not putting anyone down. But it means they are not business savvy enough. If they're not business savvy enough, they're not going to make you enough money, period, right? But I learned. I was on Patreon for about a year until I learned they were going to just continue to take too much of my money. And it was time to kind of make my own thing happen. I built this payment network. I built Crypto Lifer. I put it all together. Took took a good amount of money. CryptoLifer.com alone cost me $7,000, just the name alone, because it was a hot commodity name at the time, and people knew that I wanted it. They dangled it over my head, right? So it is what it is. I bet I could sell CryptoLifer.com for more money, though. Who isn't a Crypto Lifer? And crypto's going to get big. And having the .com is a big deal. It helps in search engine analysis, SEO. So when you pay for someone to do SEO and you have the IO, it works. But so if you're paying for someone, basically what they explained to me, my buddy, when I went to buy it, he said, if you buy the .com, then every time you invest in marketing, you're going to get more for your money on the marketing. So 5 years from now, you're going to do a $5,000 campaign. It's going to make you more money. And so I said, man, every dollar I spend now will help. And that's the kind, you want to have a mindset where you're laying pavement of a street. You want to build infrastructure. And you can make mistakes at the beginning that you cannot go back and fix in every type. And you can't beat yourself up, but there's some things you really want to be able to think through. So people that think things through have more successful businesses because they take their time strategizing the structure and creating the structure. Again, years later, it may look, and this is what's going on with Cardano, in my humble opinion. It looks like you're moving slow while everyone's doing things faster than you. But when you finally do it, you don't have the hiccups and the bumps that they're going to run into because you've had more of a strategy, long mindset, thought process that's helping you figure out what's likely going to happen. All right. I'm telling you, like, I've experienced this exact moment because there was times where I was a strategizer and I thought a lot and I didn't make moves until I was ready. Like I didn't, it took me until I was like, 36, 37 to find out what I really wanted to do with my life, which is the trading group and, YouTube and all that fun stuff with each and every one of you and, create my own movement, all that. Create my own job, create my own life, create my own reality, really. I wanted to create my own reality. I did not want to live in someone else's reality. It didn't make sense that you would go to school and work for somebody else. That never made sense to me. I couldn't understand that concept. I said, what do you mean? I go do someone else's bidding for the rest of my life? Then I went down the street and I saw the mechanic, Joey's Mechanics. I said, but Joey fixes cars for a living, does what he wants. I saw Joey with my dad last week. They were fishing. It was Wednesday. He left the shop for a day, and it never does, but he did. Point of the story is I started seeing, Bob's Fishery. I said, Bob goes out fishing for 3 days. Says he loves fishing. He sells fish for a living. I said, what am I doing behind a desk? I said, I want to be in film and TV, but I wasn't doing what I love to do. I became a worker bee. I was stuck in the sauce. Thanks for the good vibes and the awesome trading advice. Shout out to, I don't give any trading advice. All right. Now, I just give trading education. Watch out for that trading advice word. All right. No advice here. All right. Not financial advice, my man. I don't know if you're trying to bait me, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. But remember, it's only education here. Only education. Get the education you deserve on the live stream. Honey, Euro USD we went over. GALA, Maple, JTO. Let's take a look at XNA. So JTO coming closer to the sweet spot. And there is some support or resistance where it's at too as well, which we may hold off the bears and get a move further up. All right. Let's take a look at XNA. I also want to dabble at the S&P. Just want to see what it's doing today. So remember, I told you I sold all my XNA at that 5-1 area. Said if it loses this trend line, it's likely to slip further down. We talked about it, went over it many times. Had both scenarios planned out. If that held the trend line, it was going to make a bigger move, but it didn't. Looks like it may have to come further down now and kind of make this, longer consolidation, right? So we could attempt to say, no, it's going to make this bigger, but that's a little much. So watch for XNA. Watch for these smaller, tiny coins. Be careful, please. When things are going well, it's great. If you don't have a stop, if you're not paying attention, you can get spent. All right? Pay attention. I don't put all my net worth in a tiny coin, you know. And I took profits on this coin. Remember that. I took profits on this coin because I put $1,000 in at 9,009. This thing was all the way up to 7 at one point. I had done a 7x, 8x at one, basically. I mean, it was insanity. And so it was time to take some profits, you know. And when it came down, I did. My mom was, you know, dying at the time here, and I didn't even have access to the account. So I let that slide, and I didn't even, you know, I still to this day, I don't really care. But I sold when I was at 5.3, 5.2, and felt like, hey, I'm still taking a beautiful almost 6x off this thing, and I'm doing the right thing. And there you go, right? So I see XNA likely coming further down, making a bigger wedge over time. All right. You could say maybe, you know, you had impulse there. Revisiting the 618, the 786 area here before a bigger blast to the upside. That is going to be accumulation zone for me. If I see it anywhere below 0.3 or near 0.03, that's going to be an area that I'm really going to be looking at closely for XNA. All right. How we all doing in the chat? How's everybody doing? How the 1,000 lifers doing out there? God bless each and every one of you for being here. Let's take a look back at BTC. Just steadily climbing back to the upside, right, from the lows. Not too well, though. I mean, it's struggling at this 700 area. Let's talk about it. So we called the dump to the downside, and then after that, I was speculating. I'm not gonna, you know, I didn't make any crazy calls after that. I'll be honest, I see this pumping right now, and I'll tell you why. You have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low. You're curving. It's very likely this is gonna pump to the upside. Just a scalp, though. Just a scalp for Bitcoin. You got this kind of ascending triangle brewing. You want to see, you're looking for the 1 minute to get back above the 200 SMA if you were bullish for BTC. Now let's get rid of all, hold on, let's reset again. I'm going to reset one more time. By resetting, I mean, as I go to the bigger time frame, and I have to look at everything fresh again. It's a weird obsession that I have, but I just can't see price action, you know. So our next real bottom is 37.9. Let's be honest. It's our next real bottom. We topped out at 44, and we're inside of a zone. How much deeper we go, very similar, something like this to the downside. And we make a falling wedge. We eventually interact with the 21, we find our bottom, and we get our way back on out of here. Or it's a bigger drop, and we start actually changing trend. I'm open-minded to both things. Could we see $10,000 Bitcoin again? Possible. You know what I mean? If you don't think it's possible, then you're not ready, right? Yeah, AVAX just been blasting since that. Look, and we put it in this flag right here. AVAX is gone, up 28%. AVAX, baby, AVAX, just continuing to blast. And I own some AVAX. I hope you do too. What a good day it is to be an AVAX assassin. I don't know what we would call ourselves. AVAX admirals, right? But I called this before it even happened. You know what I mean? I even told you exactly where it was going to 35. When it was at 25, right? And you can see the post right here is the first post I put out, 11.19 bull pennant for AVAX, looking nice. But look, 12.05 headed to 35. I'll be looking for small time frame flags to present possible entries. AVAX continuing to 30, and I'm calling 35. And lo and behold, now we look at it, it's at, boom, it nailed it to the target and some. And now it's actually looking really bullish in the 4 hour. So the 4 hour looks good and the 1 hour looks interesting. It's about to take off. Like right now, it looks like the BTC pair may be a good play. This thing's about to launch. And I see a bigger move coming out of AVAX. I'm now calling for 45. And this thing, I know it just broke out. I usually don't chase breakouts, but that thing is getting mint. And the 4 hour and the 1 hour look absolutely beautiful for AVAX. So we can see where the money's going right now. It's going right into AVAX, right? So look, this is where you jump in strategy-wise to a BTC pair. And you take AVAX BTC. They got it on KuCoin. They got it on, you know. And we take a look at this puppy. And yeah, this thing looks like it's about to beat up on Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes sideways. And this thing is going to rip out, look, the bullish megaphone. And you're gone, baby, gone. You're looking at it like, you know, wow. So, yeah, and this is how you make more Bitcoin off of the Bitcoin. And I'm looking at the 1 minute now for some type of little mini flag. If the 1 minute flag's out, then I could take that. And then that's how I can enter on the bigger time frames, right? So I'm using flags. It's all about flags to get in on another flag, you know. BONK and FRONK. So people thinking FRONK's going to do damage. The frog BONK, I get it. It's like their Pepe. FRONK may just never make a move, though. You know what I mean? And who can go over more coins quicker? I mean, it's just insane, right? Wow, so FRONK's been hot. All right. This is my first time hearing about FRONK. BONK and FRONK. I mean, it's only up 4,000% so far, so that means it's still got room to move. No, but that's how meme coins are. It's pretty funny, right? I was making a joke, but I was also being kind of serious. You know, I might put like I might put $500 of Solana in this thing and just like see what happens and track it. You know, I like tracking these altcoin buys, see what goes on. But I mean, BONK's been hot. FRONK may be hot, you know, and then FRONK probably will get added to MEXC. So there's a chance that FRONK could do some damage here. Coming into the golden pocket, 618 Fibonacci level, and you know that 786, possibly 146% gains. FRONK can be bought on Radium with Solana. You buy Solana on Coinbase, and then you can send Solana to your Phantom wallet with a PH. You grab a Phantom wallet with a PH.app. All right? You download this, you write in all the seed phrase stuff, all that fun stuff, and download it for Brave. It downloads just like your MetaMask wallet, and you're ready to go. I don't know if you can get Solana on your Brave browser wallet. I swear I got in here just yesterday. Yeah, and I don't know if you can get Solana in here. You can. So look, you can probably, I don't know if you can use the Brave browser on Solana. Let's see. And then you would go to, you would go to Radium. This is how you navigate DeFi, right? And a lot of people don't know how to navigate DeFi. I do it all the time, right? Now you want to use a real, see how I'm like, you want to bookmap this stuff if you can. Connect the wallet. We're using the Brave wallet. The Solana account, connect. Now, I never did that before, so I could have sent Solana to the Brave browser, and then I could buy Solana. Then you'd go here to Ray. You'd go to a FRONK price. I'd grab the FRONK address, okay? I'd paste it in here, and bang, right? Confirm. Team, let's clip this out and say how to buy meme coins on Solana, all right? And make this a short. We should send it around the internet. This is interesting. A lot of people don't know how to do this, and you can do it with the Brave browser. So how to use the Brave browser to buy meme coins on the Radium with Solana. A bunch of things. They learn about Radium. They learn about Solana. They learn about FRONK. They learn about Brave. And it's a 30-second video. There's so much information to hit them up with. And Solana's still sitting at $70. Solana holding gains. It does not care about the rest of the market. Just like Hello Token. Just doing damage today at 15 in JOYSTREAM. All right. And I don't like to use music when I'm making clips like this because that way we can send it out around the internet. Anyway, so total market cap, we want to see stay above the 200 SMA. As long as we do that and we go sideways, we're just in for some sideways consolidation. How does it work on AVAX? Same thing. Same thing. And do you get the AVAX wallet here too? Avalanche, yeah. Just got to know what you're doing. C chain, Avalanche peg chain. Usually it's your C chain. So you're going to send Avalanche to the C chain. Then you're going to go to Trader Joe XYZ. And then you're going to be able to buy it there too as well, if it had an address of that nature. FRONK doesn't have that, right? I don't know. I'd be careful all these burns and stuff. Like this, FRONK, I would be like, I'd put what I'm willing to lose and walk away. You know what I mean? Overall, I just see more downside for Bitcoin. Coming down to some type of support zone. Fibonacci level, you're looking at 37.8 really. I mean, where else are you going to test? And it's been testing its weekly and its bigger time frame areas. It's been doing it over and over again, right? So if you're new here, I'm just redoing Bitcoin one more time for my own sanity. So our next big support zone, we have a little chop up here. Okay. We got 39.95. All right, so we got some chop on the daily. So the chance right there, 39.95, 40K really. We got some support here on the daily, so we could stay above that. Let's flip on our moving averages now. 21-day. Usually you touch it and you kind of go a little lower than it. The 2-day and the 3-day, really, you come to it, you know, and you hang out. That's pretty far away. So either we go up and sideways and we stay above the zone and then we bring the 21 up, or we're going to come further into it. I mean, Fibonacci say you could go even higher, and if you take this impulse, you're coming down here to the 786. It's just saying you're coming down to 37.8. That would be healthy and not even a big deal. All right. Daily candle is going to close very bearish, and there was bearish divergence on the daily, screaming at us for days. And I kept saying, I mean, there's bearish divergence here. Really, heating divergence is so key. Just heating divergence at resistance can get you away for the 21. Is a logical way to open up a short. A smart way to get out of a long. All right. If you get an NFT in your wallet on Sol, do not click on it. Amen. Sam, the trading group is no joke. I'm glad I joined. Thank you. God bless you for saying that, Mr. Buy the Dip. We love you. We appreciate you. All right. So look, the daily stochastic's pointing down. We have more downside on the bigger time frame. So then it tells me, okay, how do we find more shorts? Because the trend is down. And even when the trend is down, we will get a bit of a bounce. So here's your new channel that we're in. And we're going to get a bounce back to the top of the channel. That's just what's likely going to happen. Bing, 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 bing. Okay. So now that we have that figured out, if we do get a bullish bounce, we don't get too crazed about it. And there's even a chance that we don't do that either. Resistance. Bitcoin now can't get back above 42,500. Like if you know, and we even said 41.5. Remember in the smaller time frame. Yeah, you even have resistance now at 41,930 because you bounced here and then you lost that support. That would now be your resistance. So unless we make an inverted head and shoulder here and get ourselves back to the upside, there's a chance we start to fall further down. What makes a little even more sense to me is that we're in a falling wedge here. And And your measure move is here, and like we're going to drop out the falling wedge, come right down here to 40,091. But you lost the high volume node, you're likely coming down to this. I mean, there's your next big area of support, 37.8. So you gotta just realize that that's likely going to happen. And I'll watch the markets until, and if there's something that changes, I'll be able to see it. But, you know, so I'm expecting some type of bounce in these smaller time frames. But if you can't get back above 42,005, expect more downside. Period. All right. So this is starting to show me that it's attempting to make the shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder here, and we'll see. We'll watch this closely. So I'm going to watch the 30-minute time frame for an inverted head and shoulder. There is some nice bullish div here, which means it was a decent liquidation, and it may be able to hold the bottom for the day after that wick all the way down to 40,032, which we called for you and gave you the call, and it nailed it. Anyway, since we've been ripped back up, we're sideways, but it's not amazing. Looks better on the 1 hour time frame, or was it on the 4? But since the recovery isn't amazing, you know. After the bounce, we got rejected at 42.5 and lost it all again. Okay. So I see more bearishness than bullishness. We'll watch the 30-minute chart right now is the one I'm watching to see if it's going to make a right shoulder, a head here and a right shoulder, and then break us further back to the upside. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'm out of here for the day. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. AVAX looks like it's going to continue to pump. It looks absolutely amazing. So we will see. Nice that it pulled back a little bit. Look for some type of flag on the smaller time frames. But AVAX looks interesting to me. And there's still opportunity out here. And again, I don't rush into a trade. I wait for the dust to settle. I'll wait for this afternoon, see what we're doing, see what's going down, and kind of map out my strategy for the rest of the week. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah. And get back on KuCoin with a Palau ID. Anything you want. Bybit anywhere you want, apparently. Thank you, Sam. You're the man. Shout out to David Roy. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate you. Jennifer Moffitt, we love you. Salvatore, all the green crew, all the blue crew, all the sponsors of the channel, ITrust Capital, BingX, CryptoLifer.com. Jump on into CryptoLifer.com today and get the education you deserve. I don't take days off no matter what. And this was a beautiful Monday. And remember, it was the day to be alive. Who cares? The price action going up or down, people get depressed about it. It's a day to be alive. You're alive. When you can see price action go down, it means you're alive. You know, my mom's not alive to do that, but she's alive in another realm. I believe she's doing better than we are in a spiritual world, just loving her life. So God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll catch you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. Thank you so much for each and every one of you for being here. Take a nice sip of that lemon water. Stay hydrated. And remember, you can, you will, you are the best. I love you all. Have a great day. Have a great night. I'll see you in the trading group throughout the day. God bless.